What's up, guys? Kid and Night Welfare, and welcome after quite a while. It's been quite a while since I've done this, but welcome to another tier list. I've been wanting to get back into tier lists for a while, but kind of just bouncing around different ideas, seeing what I'd like to do, and as it just so happens, I have recently begun to watch SpongeBob again. SpongeBob Squarepants. Nickelodeon's hit show that they love to marathon for hours and hours on end over the years. Show that's still going on to this day, been going on for over 20 years. I believe they're up to season 13 now. I haven't gotten that far, but I do, as of this recording, I have the first 9 seasons on DVD. That's the first 200 episodes of the show. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if I could do a season tier list on SpongeBob. Like rank all the episodes of each season, see which ones I like the most and which ones I like the least. I'm planning on doing this for every season of SpongeBob. There's 13 so far. Yeah, I already said there was a season. I'm gonna repeat myself a lot here. I do eventually want to get the seasons that I don't have on DVD. I want to get season 10, 11, and 12. Especially since I've heard 10, 11, and 12 are pretty good seasons. But here we have, to start off, of course, we have season 1, which I don't know, some people say season 1 hasn't aged as well, at least compared to season 2 and 3, like in terms of animation and storytelling, but I still like season 1. There's still a lot of good season 1 episodes. Like, memory serves me correctly, I don't really think that, like, season 1, 2, and 3 is considered the classic era of SpongeBob, the golden age, one might say, and I don't really think there are any bad episodes of classic SpongeBob. Like, so, I don't even know why I have like, you see the lowest tier I have here is Barnacles. I was originally gonna call it Scumbob as a tribute to Pie Guy Rules, who used to do every episode reviews of SpongeBob, but he stopped doing it because of, well, I think he stopped doing it because of Nickelodeon stuff. I forgot the reason why, but Nickelodeon was kind of being a bit dodgy with how SpongeBob was being handled and stuff, with like spin-off shows, especially with Steven Hillenburg's passing. Rest in peace, Steven. You're awesome. You were awesome. You were number 1! Anyway, yes, these are number 1. That's my highest tier. Great is A tier. Good is mid tier. Meh is kind of low tier. Barnacles is the lowest tier. I might come up with more creative names for these tiers later on, but this is the best I can think of for right now. So yeah, for this video, we're gonna just rank all the season 1 episodes. And then the next tier list video will be season 2 episodes. As of this recording, I'm in the middle of watching season 3 again. So you can expect season 1 and 2 to come up pretty soon. But season 3 might be for a little while. So without further delay, let us get started here. That was too long of an intro, but we'll finally get started. We will start with Help Wanted, the very first episode of SpongeBob. I will put it in good, I guess. Yeah. It's a good episode. It's a nice little introduction to the Krusty Krab and SpongeBob and Patrick and Squidward and Mr. Krabs. I like Patrick's little motivational speech to SpongeBob when SpongeBob's like, I can't do this! Your little appearance of Gary. First appearance of Gary as well. Gotta be in top physical condition for today, Gary. Yeah, I'm gonna be quoting SpongeBob. I'm gonna be quoting the episodes a lot, especially in these like early seasons, because early season SpongeBob is just so quotable, especially since I've seen the early episodes numerous times. But yeah, I do like the plot of this episode. How SpongeBob's trying to get a job at the Krusty Krabs, so Mr. Krabs gives him a ludicrous mission, which actually turns out to not be so ludicrous because SpongeBob was actually able to get the spatula. Hydraulic spatula. I forget what it was called, but it was cool, and I also love little song that plays when SpongeBob's feeding all the anchovies. Living in the sunlight, having a wonderful time. It's a nice, fun pilot episode. So yeah, it's in good. Next up we have Arg, which I believe I will put in great. Put in the A tier. I like this episode. It's about SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs going on a treasure hunt. Mr. Krabs is leading the hunt because he gets obsessed with the board game that SpongeBob and Patrick play at the Krusty Krab when it's a slow day. And I forget what this is one of those SpongeBob episodes where you get the "my leg" running gag, which is always great. I love that. The "my leg" thing is basically the SpongeBob version of the roll-up screen, and it's funny every time. And yeah, I like the little treasure hunt that SpongeBob and Patrick and Mr. Krabs go on. East? I thought you said west. What kind of compass are you reading, man? And it's kind of cool that they do actually end up finding treasure, because the board game is based on a real treasure map. And we get a nice appearance of the Flying Dutchman at the end, who gives Mr. Krabs a plastic treasure chest. And Mr. Krabs kept getting all sweaty. So yeah, that's a really fun episode. Nice adventure to it. A lot of good jokes. Patrick, you're fired. But I don't work here. Would you like a job starting now? Why wouldn't I? You're fired. Yeah, Arg's a good one. We'll definitely watch it again. Next up we have Boating School. The first appearance of Mrs. Puff and her boating school. I will say... good. I don't know if I'll ever order these. Maybe these won't necessarily be ordered. Yes, I would say boating school is good. Nice introduction to Mrs. Puff. I like how SpongeBob actually takes the driving test seriously. It's just that he gets really nervous behind the wheel. Like, he knows all the answers until he gets behind the wheel. That's how he says it. And it's kind of feels like it's like the episode where SpongeBob actually takes it the most seriously. He takes the driving test the most seriously, because every other time he just kind of goes crazy when he's behind the wheel. He's like, I can do this, I can do this! Ah! That can also be funny, but I don't know. But yeah, this definitely feels like the episode where SpongeBob takes the driving test most seriously. But what do I know? I haven't seen all the episodes yet. I like how Patrick is actually kind of smart here. He actually helps SpongeBob with the driving test. He's able to help him out perfectly until SpongeBob's like, I'm cheating, no, I'm cheating! It's okay, you can cheat! Cheat that way! Here comes Mrs. Puff, act natural, and SpongeBob starts acting like a cow. Nice. I like the hat he wears to disguise the walkie-talkie. The little antenna coming out of his head. So yeah, boating school is a fun episode. Quite nice. Next up we have Fools in April, the April Fool's Day episode. I will also say it is good. So, apparently April Fool's Day is SpongeBob's favorite holiday, according to this episode. Kind of an odd choice to have for a favorite holiday, but it's all good. I like how when Squidward pulls the prank on SpongeBob, everybody turns against him, and he's like, "Oh man, why is it whenever I'm having fun it's wrong? I didn't mean to make him cry." And he just tries to tell SpongeBob that he's sorry for the rest of the episode, and he just keeps messing up. Tries so many different ways to tell him that he's sorry, but it just doesn't work out. And it finally turns out to be a whole big prank from SpongeBob. I actually like how the Bikini Bottomites, as the fans call them, the fans call the background fish the Bikini Bottomites. They actually get they actually kind of get behind SpongeBob, like not just for the prank that Squidward pulls on him, but like the Bikini Bottomites actually laugh along with SpongeBob's jokes whenever he does the pranks. Like every joke he pulls on the Bikini Bottomites, they actually laugh at. Especially the one guy with who wanted like the ice cubes in his drink. What did you do to my drink? You what? Nice episode. But, I mean, SpongeBob's pranks are pretty much harmless too. That's just the main difference between his and Squidward's prank. No, I don't know if I have much else to say about it, but it's nice. I do like the one part where Mr. Krabs actually joins SpongeBob in pranking Squidward. Like they both prank him together. You can like see them giggling just before Squidward. Before Squidward arrives, I have arrived. SpongeBob is just so quotable. Alright. So yeah, Fools in April, good episode. Next up we have Hooky. Also, we'll say good episode. This is a classic episode for me. I had this episode on a DVD called Sea Stories. I don't know if anybody else remembers all the different SpongeBob DVD collections over the years. They had like a handful of episodes on a DVD. I have like 2 of them. There's Sea Stories, and then there's the Christmas special. It has the Christmas special and a couple of other episodes as well. But Hooky with SpongeBob and Patrick playing Hooky. Patrick encourages SpongeBob to just skip work. Stop leaving, it's just taking a break. And they go to the carnival, which is the Hooks! The Hooks! Kind of a bit of a foreshadowing too with the to the SpongeBob movie with Mr. Krabs saying you're gonna go to the gift shops. you get the jar of mayonnaise with the girl screaming like ah! This is funny little contrast there, and also really like the sailor's promise that Mr. Krabs gives to make SpongeBob and Patrick do yo ho, near the hooks shall never go. Woo! Mother of pearl, fire on the poop deck! Mother of pearl, fire on the poop deck! And yeah, it's kind of mean of Squidward and Mr. Krabs to prank SpongeBob at the end there. And it doesn't really make much sense that Squidward was able to fish up SpongeBob's pants like that, but whatever, it's a cartoon. And they pranked him so they could teach him a lesson, pretty much. So that well-intentioned extremist kind of thing to them there. SpongeBob nudie pants. And then you actually get the punchline at the end of Patrick actually getting trapped in a can of tuna. Hello, does somebody have a can opener? A classic episode. And the hooks actually does look like fun. We'll go up, when you gently float down. Alright, next episode. I was a teenage Gary. Good. Good episode. I don't know if I'm ever gonna put any episodes in the May, but we'll see. I was a teenage Gary. As SpongeBob and Patrick go into a jellyfish convention in Ukulele Bottom this weekend. So Squidward has to look after Gary, but of course Squidward's just more concerned about getting relaxation, so he neglects Gary and doesn't feed him. So he's like, no, you gotta eat this food! Eat, I forgot the snail! Then you have SpongeBob turning into a snail because Squidward injects him with snail plasma. He's not just like, oh, this is as I thought. This is definitely a snail. I knew it, Squidward, I knew it! I don't know, some people tend to give this episode some flack, but I actually find it alright. It still has some funny moments. And then there's Squidward admits his mistake when he gets chased around by Snail SpongeBob. He's like, "None of this would be happening if I only fed that snail." And I like the designs for SpongeBob Snail and Squidward Snail at the end. It kind of, maybe it's an episode that feels a little all over the place with its plot, like one thing to another, like a lot of different plots that could probably make one episode if you really wanted to. You could make a whole episode out of jellyfishing, out of the jellyfish convention that SpongeBob and Patrick go to, or a whole episode out of Squidward relaxing, like by himself, but maybe he gets like paranoid, or like he finally admits, "Oh no, I'm lonely without my neighbors," or something. But I do like the joke where he relaxes in the lawn chair outside to get a tan, and then it cuts to 3 days later and he's that exact same position, but he's all sunburned. And then he loses the sunburn when he finds out that he forgot the feet carry. There's still some fun to it. I mean, might be the one that's like the least good so far, at least out of the ones we talked about, but I still like it. I still like it fine. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2. Hey, we're talking about the sequel before the original. S tier. This is going to be the first S tier of the list. This one's number 1. I love this Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode. I like all the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes. Rest in peace to their voice actors. It's kind of I like and I don't like, but it's kind of nice how they just kind of retired the characters out of respect for their voice actors when their voice actors passed away. But it's still a bummer to not see Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy in later episodes. At least to my knowledge. I don't think Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy has popped up that much in later episodes after their voice actors passed away. But anyway, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2 is one of my favorite Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes, and I feel like this might actually be the funniest episode of season 1. There's a lot of great funny moments here. I like how Barnacle Boy is super annoyed with SpongeBob using the conch signal to call him a Mermaid Man. Mermaid Man's just so dedicated to fighting crime that he's like, "I must answer the call! The conch signal! Danger!" I like how Mermaid Man's kind of he plays the cool mentor guy to SpongeBob. He cheers SpongeBob up, lets him go on a patrol. And I like the appearance of the atomic flounder. That's one of the funniest moments of the episode. If I weren't retired, I'd Who that? Out of my way, punk! Definitely one of the funniest episodes. Oh, and I definitely love the part where Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy is searching for the invisible boatmobile. I told you making the boatmobile invisible was a stupid idea. Well, Mermaid Man, I think I found it. And we get the first appearance of the Dirty Bubble this episode, so that's neat. It's a good one. Yeah, one of my favorite episodes. Oh yeah, Spongebob Squarepants. Well, these life-size Krabby Patty mannequins are Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Hey, Spongebob Squarepants stole my idea. Alright. Next up we have the original Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode, which I will put in great. I can believe I'll put it in great. First appearance of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and it's a memorable one. Of course, we get Mermaid Man doing the evil! Barnacle Boy, come quick, I got the evil! So, SpongeBob and Patrick find out Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are retired, and they're trying to get them out of retirement. And there's a lot of real funny moments in it. Like, there's one moment where they're like, "Hey, Mermaid Man, this'll cheer you up. We're almost done painting your invisible boatmobile." And Barnacle Boy complains about how it's supposed to be invisible, while Mermaid Man just kind of smiles at it.
It's supposed to be invisible!
I do like how the whole concept of Mermaid and Barnacle Boy, they're like really old superheroes. Mermaid Man's all senile, but he's a nice guy, and Barnacle Boy's a grouch. Kind of feel like that would be how those characters are. Just it's like a reverse. Nah, no, never mind. I was gonna say it's like a reverse Batman and Robin, but nah, not really. But yeah, Mermaid and Barnacle Boy, great episode, lots of laughs. We got Reflecto Squidward, jumping jellyfish Mermaid Man is destroying the shield, and they have the donut rings where Patrick always eats the donut. By the power of Neptune, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy unite! Okay, next episode, Muscle Bob Buff Pants. I will also put in great. I always enjoyed this episode back then. This is an episode I always look forward to. I just thought it was funny how SpongeBob just gets fake arms and fake muscular arms and fools everybody, thinking he's worked out a bunch. It's just funny how he can't even lift. He's not even strong enough to lift a drink, and he can't even lift a straw. And just play it up like SpongeBob is a complete weakling. A complete whip.
I'm no wimp, I'm a jerk!
And I do like the running gag in the anchor toss competition, how the guy that's measuring the distance of the anchor's thrown, he keeps getting squashed by the anchors. I'm under 10 yards! Side note, I like Larry the Lobster. Like, he appears in this episode. It's not his first appearance, of course, that's Rip Pants. But I like Larry the Lobster as a character, and he's really good for here too, even though he doesn't show up much. I like Sandy's role, being all trying to help SpongeBob work out more, but it's also got the competition in her. It's like, beat that, SpongeBob. Alright, next up we have Nature Pants. I will put this in here. I guess. Good. Yeah. So this episode basically has SpongeBob giving up his normal life to live among the jellyfish. And obviously does not work out. Very much doesn't work out. It has him just trying to live with the jellyfish, but he keeps getting stung and he gets hunted down by Patrick. Patrick's sad! I miss you, Sandy misses you, even Squidward misses you!
Woohoo! I did it all!
Yeah, it does seem kind of dumb that SpongeBob would just give up the life that he had, but it's still good, and they make it really clear that no, it's not a good idea for him to do that. I don't know. Hard to actually talk about this episode, but I still like it. As I said, I don't really have any episodes that I don't like in season 1. Probably not for a while with these seasons. Alright, next we have Neptune's Spatula. I will put in great. This is the first appearance of King Neptune, and he doesn't show up a whole lot, actually. I think the only other other episode I can think of where he shows up is the Clash of Triton, and that's not until season 6, I think. I mean, he might have some cameos in some episodes, like on pictures or something, like Krusty Towers or something like that, but like for the most part, he doesn't show up a whole lot. And I like him as a character, even though he's a jerk. I do like him. I think he has a good design. He's got a good voice, and he does have some good character development here for his first appearance. Like he at first dismisses SpongeBob. He thinks he's not worthy of being, well, pulling the spatula from the grease. He's not the ultimate fry cook or whatever. But then he actually tastes SpongeBob's Krabby Patty, the single Krabby Patty he made versus the, what was it? I think it was 1,000 Krabby Patties. And his single patty is a lot better than Neptune's. Have you no taste buds? You'll be a god and like it. Maybe we do have a problem. I like the punchline at the end of SpongeBob becoming King Neptune's teacher. Nice good first appearance of King Neptune. Has some good gags to it, especially with King Neptune. Good episode. Next we have Opposite Day. I will put this one in. Good. I think my favorite part of this episode is actually the montage of SpongeBob and Patrick doing the opposite stuff. You have like the montage of them, they blow bubbles and then they become the bubbles themselves. They like switch their colors. Well, I believe they talk backwards at one point. I like that one moment where SpongeBob goes to Gary. Gary, where's your holiday spirit? And Gary barks instead of meows. This is one of those episodes where Squidward tries to get away from SpongeBob and Patrick, tries to move out of the neighborhood by telling them that it's opposite day, so that they'll have them out of the way. But then SpongeBob and Patrick decide to act like Squidward, so they freak out the realtor. The realtor's like, "No, I'll never sell your house. I'm out of here." So yeah, that plan backfired. And then you get Squidward finally getting his revenge on SpongeBob and Patrick at the end.
Happy opposite day!
Boy. No, I already talked about SpongeBob and I thought. But anyway, next episode. Pickles. S2. Love this one. One of my favorite episodes. And it's the first appearance of Bubble Bass, who sadly kind of disappeared after season 1. He only made an appearance in Pickles and Fun in season 1, and then he wouldn't appear again until I think it was season 8 or 9 when he came back. But I don't know, I haven't gotten that far yet. But he's become more of a recurring character in these current seasons of SpongeBob. Because I know there's some episodes that feature him quite a bit. But here in Pickles, it's definitely one of my favorite episodes because you got Bubble Bass tricking SpongeBob into thinking that he forgot the pickles, and because of it, SpongeBob's confidence is destroyed, so he just can't do everyday tasks anymore. And I like how Mr. Krabs is actually concerned about him too. It's like it's not just I gotta get him back so I can make the money. He's actually concerned for his well-being too, because he even lets SpongeBob take the rest of the day off when SpongeBob's just all bummed out that he can't remember anything. I definitely like it when there's more to Mr. Krabs' character than just him being greedy. Because from what I hear, they kind of exaggerate his greediness in later seasons. Is that even a word? Greediness? Nah, whatever. But there's so much memorable moments in Pickles. You got Bubble Bass randomly tossing Squidward out of the way. And you got the "You're guaranteed." And Squidward looking at himself in the mirror. It's just like, "No, get away. This is private." A lot of funny moments when SpongeBob's trying to remember how to sleep, and you see like his house. He's nailing toast to the wall. And He's got a bite cooking in the pan. Very good, memorable moment. I think it was a classic episode.
The Krusty Krab pizza is a pizza for you and me. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza. S tier is pizza delivery.
Yeah! Love this episode. Might actually be my favorite of the season. Classic episode. Fun fact, pizza is actually my favorite food. So maybe that's why this episode. Maybe that's part of the reason why this episode's in S tier. So the basic premise is that SpongeBob and Squidward are trying to deliver a Krusty Krab pizza to a customer, and they just get all out of whack. They get lost because SpongeBob doesn't know how to drive, and they're just trying to get to the customer's house. Then they finally do eventually get to the customer's house, and the customer's like, "Oh, where's my drink? My Diet Dr. Kelp!" And definitely one of my favorite Squidward moments in the whole series, at least out of what I've seen so far. He actually stands up for SpongeBob, and he helps SpongeBob feel better. He gets back at the customer that badmouthed SpongeBob and made him cry. Just goes up to the door with the pizza. Customer's like, "Another one? I told you the friend I ain't paying for that." And he goes, "Well, this one's on the house." Very satisfying moment. Very awesome of Squidward to do that. And there's a lot of funny moments throughout the whole episode. SpongeBob doing different dances with the pizza. Pizza. And then you have the running gag with SpongeBob with the hitchhikers and the pioneers. Well, the pioneers. The pioneers hitchhike.
I can show you how the pioneers hitchhike.
Oh yeah, and Squidward actually says SpongeBob getting one over. He does care. Whoa, he really does care. Pizza Delivery classic SpongeBob episode, one of my favorites. Next up we have Rock Bottom.
Oh, on the rock! With the rock bottom! Bakake!
Actually... yeah, I'll put it in good. Rock Bottom is a very nice... such a unique setting, and I like how it's like world building with SpongeBob. It's a new setting for SpongeBob. A setting that I don't think shows up again until much later on. I think it shows up again in season 11, from what I've heard. But of course, I haven't made it that far yet. I do think it's kind of a missed opportunity to not have Patrick stay with SpongeBob the whole time instead of just SpongeBob by himself trying to get back to Bikini Bottom for most of the episode instead of him and Patrick, because Patrick gets back early. "Hey SpongeBob, the bus is here!" And I believe this is the first appearance of Blood World. So, actually, no. Is it? I think it is actually. Yeah, it is the first appearance of Blood World. Because I don't think the fair in Valentine's Day was Blood World. But there's a lot of good gags in Rock Bottom. You got SpongeBob speaking in the raspberries.
The bus to Bikini Bottom.
Rock Bottom, good episode. Next we have SB129. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in great. I will put it. Yeah. One of my favorites in season 1. I like the idea of Squidward just time traveling accidentally.
I'll be out of here in no time. 2,000 years later.
I like the future Bikini Bottom and the past Bikini Bottoms, Squidward's reactions to it.
I guess this was before manners were invented.
It's a nice, unique setting. I always like it in SpongeBob episodes when characters go to unique places that don't show up very often, like Rock Bottom, and then there's the past and the future. They always do the wacky animations, like, different. Well, not wacky animation, but it's like different set. It's a different setting. It just makes it stand out more. And I like the whiteboard part at the end. It's like it's appropriately creepy, and Squidward knows it. He's like, I gotta get out of here. Where's the time machine? Where's anything? Fun episode. And it's actually an episode, I think it's one of the first episodes that doesn't focus on SpongeBob for a majority of it. It's just Squidward. And when it focuses on Squidward, a lot of the season 1 episodes just focus on SpongeBob. This one focuses on Squidward. Hardly anybody else in the episode besides him. And of course the past and future versions of SpongeBob and Patrick. But yeah, but most it's Squidward. Next we have Fun.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
Yeah, I'll put Fun in great. Because the Fun song's such a memorable song. Still sing it. I think this is the first episode I'm actually talking about Plankton. And I'll just say that I like Plankton. One of my favorite characters. I love the voice acting that Mr. Lawrence does for him. And I just love all the different wacky plots he does to steal the Krabby Patty formula. He's just such a memorable character, Plankton is. No, not really. Being evil is too much fun. Yeah, this is the other appearance of Bubble Bass, just a cameo for him before he disappears for a long while. And I like how Mr. Krabs is trying to convince SpongeBob, no, Plankton is not changed, boy. Don't you know what's behind these screens? Solid concrete. I also really enjoy the chase sequence between SpongeBob and Plankton at the beginning. You have Plankton starts flying with the Krabby Patty, so SpongeBob has to fly up to get him, and he uses a policeman's baton to do it. And then the policeman's just oh, he's falling in love with him. It's just such a random thing. And it's so funny. I definitely enjoy Fun. Actually, I'll probably put it up a bit higher. I'll put it up in... right here. There we go. It's a bit hard to order these episodes around. It's still good. Bubble Stand. Put it in good. I definitely think Bubble Stand is a good episode just for the technique. It's such a simple episode of SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward blowing bubbles. It's kind of the beauty of season 1. They take such simple concepts and make an entire episode around it, and it works. I definitely love the technique the most. The technique is definitely the highlight of this episode, and all the different things that SpongeBob blows with bubbles. This makes the caterpillar and the elephant, oh, the giraffe, as Patrick says. It's a giraffe! Squidward screams to blow a bubble at one point. That's pretty funny. Yes, Bubble Stand, classic episode. Next up we have Ripped Pants. When I ripped my pants. Yeah, I like that. Good episode. Kinda close to great, but I definitely enjoy the running gag of SpongeBob ripping his pants, and I like the development of how everybody starts to get annoyed by it. At first, everybody's laughing along with SpongeBob when he's ripping his pants on purpose just to get Sandy's attention. Everybody's laughing along with him, and then it just becomes Sandy laughing along with him, and then everybody just gets annoyed with him.
Wasn't funny, SpongeBob. Y'all had me worried sick.
And then you have the song at the end with all the beach losers. I got sand in my bones. Memorable episode. First appearance of Larry, too. And I like Larry. It's always nice to see Larry. Alright, next episode is Home on a Tour.
In the hall!
I would say it's a good episode. It's a good episode for the memes. I love the memes that come from this, especially the he's just standing there, menacingly. And I like how SpongeBob and Patrick are trying to catch the open window maniac, but only to find out that it's SpongeBob himself is the open window maniac because he's trying to help everybody, but with his hall monitor status that Mrs. Puff gave him, but he's just making everything worse.
What would this town do without me, SpongeBob?
My leg! SpongeBob, I'd like to see you after class 6 months from now. I'm not really talking about this in these episodes as much as I'm just quoting. This will probably get better in the later seasons. I guess because SpongeBob, like season 1 SpongeBob has such basic concepts for a lot of its episodes, it makes it kind of tricky to talk about the episodes themselves. Or I don't know, maybe it's just... Nah, whatever. Next we have Sandy's Rockets. How many more episodes we have actually? Ooh, quite a bit. Sandy's Rocket, I will put in... Good. Yeah, good. There we go. So, SpongeBob and Patrick steal Sandy's rocket. They think they're on the moon, but they're actually back in Bikini Bottom, and they start catching all the Bikini Bottom citizens and deaths because they think they're aliens. Kind of a neat thing. I like the moment where SpongeBob and Patrick are actually in space and they're playing around with low gravity. And the gag of everybody getting caught in the nets can be kind of funny. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. Can't really talk about it too much. Alright. Plankton! The first appearance of Plankton! I went to college! Yeah, I'm gonna put this one in S2. I love it. I've already said Plankton's one of my favorite characters, so it's great to see him here in his first appearance. You know what I want more than anything else in the world for my birthday? A booster seat? Booster seat? Hot dog! Brace yourself, SpongeBob. This is my lab. And this is my laboratory. SpongeBob, you will be mine. And he pulls out the record player and starts playing an alphabet song. Did I ever show you my record player? Flex is just so much fun. He's such a fun character. So yeah, Plankton is S tier. Plankton is an S tier character, and his debut episode is an S tier episode. It's just a lot of fun. Naughty Nautical Neighbors. Also put in good. I'll put it right. Yeah, here. You get Squidward messing up SpongeBob and Patrick's friendship, and he pays for it, as he should. He gets karma because SpongeBob and Patrick try to make him their new best friend, but yeah. And we get some good gags like SpongeBob, like Patrick in Squidward's bathtub, is like, hey buddy, I warmed it up for you.
My best friend, my ex-best friend, and rubber bath toys!
It was so hard to talk about SpongeBob. Probably should have thought more about this before I started. But oh well. As I said, it'll probably get easier with later seasons.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm not doing this anyway.
Jellyfish jam! Hey, you know what? Yeah, I will put this in my S tier. I put it in S tier just because of the song, the music. The little dance number there. Very catchy, very memorable. And I do like the little music that they had. That SpongeBob and Gary play. They lead the jellyfish back to jellyfish fields. And then you got Squidward getting all fed up with SpongeBob partying with the jellyfish.
18 hours!
That one gag where Squidward says,
I won't let that thing in my house even if it was potty trained.
you see the jellyfish on the toilet. He's like,
I didn't need to see that.
Jellyfish Jam, very fun episode. Love the music in it. Love how this SpongeBob goes from enjoying partying with the jellyfish to just be like, no, this is too much partying. Party's over. This music is way too loud. Fun episode. Definitely a fun episode. Culture shock. I'll actually also put this in. Well, I'll put it in great, I guess. Yeah. So, culture shock. We have Squidward hosting a talent show at the Krusty Krab, and I don't know what the Bikini Bottomites think they're doing, because I actually really like Squidward's act. Yeah, sure, he's got like a massive ego. It's like, oh, this is my shot at the big time, not yours. But his performance is actually very good. I don't know why the Bikini Bottomites are just going, what the? And just start throwing the tomatoes at him. It's such a memorable dance there. And then you got the running gag of SpongeBob and Squidward just going back and forth from getting cheered to getting booed, getting cheered for SpongeBob, getting booed for Squidward. Squidward's like,
I could be a good janitor too.
they just don't like him. The crowd just doesn't like him. And I like all the other acts too, like Pearl's cheerleading and Plankton being the amazing Plankton. First, I'll need a volunteer from the audience. Shiakazi! Well, this stinks. Oh yeah, back to Plankton for a second. I do love that gag with in the Plankton episode where Karen just says,
Plankton, 1% evil, 99% hot gas.
Culture shock, fun episode. I also like how Mr. Krabs, it's another episode where Mr. Krabs' greed isn't the main focus. He's more focused on Pearl becoming a star. It's nice. I always like it when Mr. Krabs' greed isn't the sole focus of his character. Next, we have Home Sweet Pineapple. Look at that fancy cursive writing. Good episode. I like the moments of SpongeBob's house basically gets destroyed by nematodes, and they first try to build a new house for SpongeBob, but then SpongeBob tries to stay at Patrick and Squidward's house. I think the moment of SpongeBob trying to sleep at Patrick's house is probably the funniest part to me in the whole episode. SpongeBob just getting kind of annoyed. He just can't deal with it. It's like, Spider! 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 Oh, Patrick, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! I mean, No, actually, no. I think Culture Shock was the first appearance of SpongeBob's parents. Yeah, I think Culture Shock came out before Pineapple, so I think that is... Yeah. Alright, next we have Employee of the Month. Another one of my favorites. I'll put it in... Employee of the Month. You got SpongeBob and Squidward competing for Employee of the Month. Fun episode. I like the how they go back and forth between SpongeBob and Squidward putting each other in different traps as they try to race to the Krusty Krab. And then you got Squidward trying to pull a giant ship, and SpongeBob's just kind of pulling a giant anchor. It's ridiculous that way. It's like how competitive SpongeBob and Squidward get for the whole episode. It's very memorable. And then the ending where they destroy the Krusty Krab. A lot of good gags. And I like the Krabby Patty meat flying into Squidward's face from the fan. That's another good gag too. Fun episode. Next we have Reef Blower, which I will also put in... Yeah, I'll also put in great. Yeah, it's a short episode, and it's also a silent episode, but that's part of what helps it stand out. I actually like it for being so different from the rest. The only line is SpongeBob going, "You," which is just subtitled and still silent. SpongeBob trying to get rid of a clam, or a little, like, shell. Get the shell out of his yard, but he ends up annoying Squidward in the process. It's a fun episode for how short it is and for how it has no dialogue. Makes it a very unique episode. I like it. Jellyfishing. I'll also put this one in A tier. Probably put it there. Yeah. SpongeBob and Patrick trying to take care of Squidward after Squidward gets stung by a jellyfish. I always enjoy the episodes that have like a comically large explosion for such mundane things. Like Squidward gets in a bicycle accident because of a jellyfish and it just ends with an explosion. It's just so funny that way. And then of course you have Patrick giving the net to Squidward. Firmly grasp it in your hand. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it! One of those episodes where Squidward gets tortured, but he kind of deserves it since he was kind of mean to SpongeBob and Patrick at the beginning anyway. Like, oh, I'll go. I'll go. He definitely deserved it going on and on. Fun episode. Fun episode is jellyfish. Next we have karate choppers. We'll also put in A tier. I like the fight scenes between SpongeBob and Sandy. Makes for good action. The whole back and forth between them for like the first half of the episode where they try to get one up on each other with their karate. Or karate, as some call it. And then you have Mr. Krabs actually he wants SpongeBob to take his job seriously. He doesn't want karate to poison his mind. We'll give you a second chance, but no more karate. It's poisoning your mind. And at the end you get that, do you think Mr. Krabs ever does karate? I love karate. I love karate. I love money, yeah. I hate all of you. Yeah, I think this one is A tier for good funny moments and good action between SpongeBob and Sandy. And just funny moments all around. So you got the hairpiece after all. And this is another episode with the "my leg" scream. Very nice. Scaredy Pants, the Halloween episode. I will put it in good. I'll put it here, I guess. I like the gag of SpongeBob trying to be scary because everybody scares him easy. So it's him trying to scare everybody else, and then you get the punchline of he got shaved so much to look like a ghost that he actually lost all of his skin. It's actually kind of a neat design of him just being eyeballs, a mouth, and a brain. And then this is also the first appearance of the Flying Dutchman in the show. He did get a brief cameo in Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost, but it was only in like a magazine that came before Scaredy Pants. But here we actually see the real Flying Dutchman. And I like all the different Halloween costumes that the Bikini Bottomites have. You got Sandy is the goldfish, Squidward actually dressing up like the Flying Dutchman. Patrick with the Groucho Marx sunglasses. I think that's how you say it. It's a good Halloween episode. I know there's another Halloween episode much later on called Legends in Bikini Bottom. I think that's what it's called. Or Legends of Bikini Bottom. Something like that. But I think that's way later on. I think it's like season 11 or something, but I have to see for later. But yeah, that's Scaredy Pants. It'll be a fun episode. Next we have Sleepy Time, which I believe I will also put in S tier. This was always one of my favorite episodes. SpongeBob just getting involved in everybody's dreams. All the dreams are cool, even Patrick's for how boring it looks. It makes it stand out more. A lot of good gags, a lot of unique settings with all the different dreams. And then you get the punchline at the end where everybody gets annoyed of SpongeBob invading their dreams, and then Patrick comes and is like, "Does anybody have a quarter?" Yeah, definitely like all the different dreams. Even the SpongeBob dream at the beginning is a lot of fun too. Gary's talking in his dream. Mr. Krabs at sea with his dream. Pearl's tea party in her dream. Sandy's skydiving in her dream. Squidward's got the clarinet performance. Fun episode. Next we have Squeaky Boots, which I believe I will put in great. I'll put it here. So this episode actually mostly focuses on Mr. Krabs. This is the season 1 episode that focuses on Mr. Krabs. Not a whole lot of focus on SpongeBob. SpongeBob definitely plays a big part in it, but it's mostly Mr. Krabs. Man, I like how relatable they make Mr. Krabs. They say he gives away the squeaky boots to SpongeBob because Pearl didn't want them. Then he's like, "Oh, that squeaking is money to my ears." But then he gets annoyed at the squeaking noise of his window that night. So the next day he gets really annoyed with the squeaking in SpongeBob's boots. "Those boots have got to go." Good gags with SpongeBob with the boots.
What's this, Mr. Krabs? Can the world's greatest fight cook do this and 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 this?
Fun episode. Next we have Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost, which I believe I will put in good.
Oh, lost track.
So SpongeBob and Patrick think they killed Squidward, then they see Squidward coming out wearing all white. Like he just came out from his shower, so they think he's a ghost, and Squidward decides to take advantage of this and make them his slaves, but eventually it becomes just too much.
SpongeBob, I have a confession to make.
You're bald?
No, I'm not bald, I'm alive!
Some good funny moments here. Lots of moments of Squidward. like SpongeBob and Patrick unintentionally torturing Squidward. Feed them the watermelon. Squidward, we all came as soon as we were sure you were dead.
Y'all ever want to go home? Oh, we're almost done.
Suds. I will also put this one in. Yeah, it goes in A tier. Where in A tier though? There. So SpongeBob gets sick with the suds, and Patrick tries to take care of him, but of course his methods don't work. But at least they're relatively harmless. They're pretty just goofy. His methods for trying to take care of SpongeBob when he's sick. Then Sandy comes in to try to take SpongeBob to the doctor for real. I like the unique sickness of SpongeBob here. When he just sneezes, he has bubbles coming out of him. I like how Mr. Krabs actually does let SpongeBob go home. He's like, "You're too sick to work, SpongeBob." Again, showing that Mr. Krabs is not all greed. It's very nice. Memorable episode. Lots of funny moments and cool visuals. I like the sponge treatment at the end. No holes. Fun episode is Suds. Even the tiny little dream sequence at the beginning with SpongeBob raining Krabby Patties, that's a good one too. Now we have tea at the tree dome. I'll put this in. Tea at the tree dome, first appearance of Sandy. And you have the moment of SpongeBob realizing that there's no water in Sandy's tree dome, so he's trying to survive in there. And you get the meme of SpongeBob going, "I need help!" It's definitely my favorite part of that episode. And I always like the friendship between SpongeBob and Sandy. It's nice. And Patrick's trying to encourage SpongeBob to do good. What a dope, pinky out. Good episode. Yeah, I don't think any of the episodes are going to be on there here, actually. Those are just here for later, I guess. Yeah. Alright, Texas. Can we say that shoes from Texas are dumb? Yeah, there. So Sandy's homesick, misses Texas, and SpongeBob and Patrick try to get her to stay in Bikini Bottom. I like the song that Sandy sings. Like SpongeBob and Patrick getting chased by Sandy. At one point, Patrick just gets roped by Sandy, and he gets like pulled right into the background, and he explodes. I just always love the comically large explosions of SpongeBob. Nice of SpongeBob and Patrick trying to keep Sandy to stay, and Sandy ends up staying at the end. Who cares about double Texas?
What did you just say?
Shall I start running now? One episode is Texas. Next we have the Chaperone, which I will also say is a good episode. Put it here. I like the character development of Pearl in this episode. I think this is actually Pearl's first appearance in the series. Like, Pearl at first is annoyed that her prom date is SpongeBob, but then she grows to like SpongeBob as the prom date. And they have fun together by then. By then, all the other students are like, "No, go wreck someone else's prom, will you?" And I like the montage at the end of everybody doing the sponge, and everything just goes crazy. You got the one guy doing the sponge who just bounces out the window. another guy just loses his legs. And then there's another guy that gets chased by an apple of all things. It's just so random and funny. And again, it's Mr. Krabs also not... His greed is not really touched upon at all in this episode. He cares more about Pearl just having a good time at her prom. Like, alright, SpongeBob, just treat her well. Keep away from my precious little flower, you stepped on it. Fun episode is the shepherd. Next we have the paper. I'll put in great. I'll put it... there. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people remember this episode very much because it was aired alongside Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day gets all the attention because, you know, it's a holiday special. But I think the paper is one of the funnier episodes of season 1. It has a lot of good gags, like Gary playing Squidward's clarinet towards the end, and Squidward literally sells everything that he owns just so he can get SpongeBob's piece of paper. And then there's that one moment where Squidward's riding around his shell car and he's like, "Hey SpongeBob, can your stupid paper do this?" And SpongeBob using the paper as a helicopter, and he's like, "Nope." And Squidward just drives right back into his house, like he literally crashes through a wall into his house. It's just a lot of... The paper is a really fun episode. I like all the different things that SpongeBob does with the piece of paper. There's such a simple concept as SpongeBob playing with the paper, and Squidward just gets jealous of it. Like, why can't I have fun like that? Fun episode. Actually, I might even put it in, I think there's a good spot for it. Alright, Valentine's Day. I'll also put it in good. I think the best part about the Valentine's Day episode is definitely Patrick's rampage. It's just so memorable, especially his lines with going, "I defy you, hard man. Heart on stick must die." And SpongeBob's such a good doodle, giving everybody in Bikini Bottom Valentine's Day gifts. Even Plankton, he gives Plankton the Valentine's Day gift. Plankton's like, really? Like even Plankton's actually, at least Plankton doesn't tear his Valentine's Day up and gift up like Squidward does. So, Plankton better than Squidward? Nah. But yeah, Valentine's Day is a fun episode. Nice setting at the fair. Love Patrick's rampage at the end. Then he punchline of him. He gets all jealous because SpongeBob gave everybody else great Valentine's Day gifts and he just got a handshake. But only because his actual gift was late because Sandy was getting attacked by the scallops. And then at the end he finally gets his gift that they actually wanted to give him. He's like, "Oh SpongeBob, you don't need to give me anything." There's a little punchline there. Alright, final episode of season 1. Walking Small. That's another Plankton episode. I'll put it in good. Actually, I'll put this one. Right here, yeah. There we go. Yeah, Walking Small. Good another good episode. That's another appearance of Plankton, and Plankton's always fun. And I like how SpongeBob, he teaches SpongeBob to become assertive so that SpongeBob will get all the Bikini Bottomites off the beach so that he can build the Chub Bucket Mega Pocket. I like all the different things SpongeBob does to be assertive. He like eats up all the hot dogs at the hot dog stand. He uses a tooth to cut away the kites. He destroys a volleyball with his bare hands, which he can't even lift a straw, and yet he can like completely destroy a volleyball just by crushing it in his hands. That's kind of odd, but oh well. And it's still fun to see, like at the end when SpongeBob's being nice to everybody again, and then Plankton's like, "No, it's too cute. It's disgusting. So much niceness," and he just gets in the beat up position and calls away. Too much nice. Good fun episode. So yeah, that was SpongeBob Season 1. A nice start. We have a nice handful of episodes in S tier. And most of the episodes were just good. Maybe not great, but I don't know, about half. There's like half of the episodes were good, the other half were like great, awesome, whatever. But at least no bad episodes. No bad episodes of SpongeBob yet. So yep, pizza delivery at the top, Sandy's Rocket at the bottom, but I still enjoy Sandy's Rocket. And this kind of a flimsy order, but the ones at the top are definitely my favorite episodes of Season 1. So, yep, that is SpongeBob Season 1. Thank y'all for watching. Get ready for more tier lists coming up later, especially the SpongeBob seasons. I'll be putting up Season 2 soon. Yeah, I was taking a little bit of a break from Crash Twinsanity to do this because I thought, that'd be kind of nice. And I've been really in a SpongeBob mood lately. Turns out it's a lot harder to talk about SpongeBob than I thought it was, but oh well, at least we still got it. We still got it going, so... And I am excited to do more of SpongeBob tier lists. I'm pretty sure I'll have more to talk about with the later seasons. So Season 1 is so simple in its executions and concepts, so I guess it kind of makes it kind of tricky to talk about SpongeBob Season 1 at least. But still definitely enjoy Season 1. So, everybody have a good day, take it easy, stay safe, see y'all next time. Bye!